So, hi, welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan, and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. And let's start today with a question. Yes, a very important question. That question, my friends, is this. Are you loving it? Well, what's the answer? Yes, that's right. The answer, the only possible answer is no. No, I'm not loving it. No, you're not loving it. No, nobody is loving it. Because as we all know, the verb to love is a stative verb, not a dynamic verb. And that means we can't use it in a continuous tense. So the question is wrong. The question is as wrong as the statement you see on the advertising of that North American food. Well, maybe it's food. Personally, I'm not convinced that it is, in fact, food. But then, maybe that's just me. Anyway, whether or not it's food is irrelevant. For one thing, if it's not food, then I have no idea which category it falls into. Children's entertainment? Places for teenagers to hang about in? Do you see? Trying to find another category for it would take ages. And anyway, we're talking about the incorrect English, not about which category of shop it is. All right, so, as I said, verbs like the verbs to like, to love, to hate, and also verbs connected to our senses, the verb to smell, to taste, and to hear. These verbs are stative verbs, not dynamic verbs. And so, in the very, very vast majority of cases, we never use these verbs with continuous tenses. Fine. Let the fast food service make up jingles and mottos that they think are really cool and hip and down with the kids. But remember that if you use English like that in the real world, people will look at you and see this. So remember, it's fine for advertising executives to destroy the English language, but for you and me, it's not going to work. The best we can hope for is that people think that we're idiots. And yes, that's the best we can hope for. We'll be classified into the group of people who can't remember the difference between this letter and this letter. And that's not something that we want, is it? No. For one thing, that means that J.K. Rowling's won't speak to us. Michael J. Fox will slam the door in our faces when we ask for an autograph. And the head of JVC won't give us any video recorders. Also, when we try to get a job driving a JCB, they'll tell us to get lost. So remember the alphabet, people. Learn the letters and remember that advertising is advertising. It's not real life. All right, rant over. Now, where's our Wednesday guest? Enid? Are you there? Ah, there you are. Come on in, Enid. Come on in. Hey, what? I beg your pardon? Did you say something, Enid?
Yes, sorry, my mouth was full. I didn't have time for lunch, you see, so I just grabbed something on my way here. Sorry, terribly bad manners and all that. Thank goodness my parents didn't see me.
Why? What would they have done?
Well, I'm not sure really, but when I was young, they were very strict about that sort of thing. We were always taught good manners. My father always used to say, manners maketh man, and I suppose he was right.
Well, what sort of things were you taught? Tell us a bit more about these good manners of yours. I'm intrigued.
Well, what can I say? We had to ask permission to leave the table, for one. We, me and my brothers and sisters, that is, we were always in a rush to get away from the table and go and play. But our parents told us that we had to sit down and eat our food properly, chewing every mouthful. We had to finish what was on our plates. Nothing was to be wasted.
All right. Well, I can see the logic there. What else?
Well, as I said, we weren't allowed to leave the table of our own accord. We had to ask for permission to leave. And normally, well, if we wanted to get away too quickly, that permission was denied.
Denied, eh? Wow, that's pretty serious.
Yes. Well, our parents thought that it was very important for us to come together at the dinner table at least once a day so that we could just catch up on everything that we'd all been up to. It was a chance for the family to check in with each other and also learn what everyone else had been up to.
All right. Well, that sounds similar to the way that I was raised, but hang on. What about when you first came in?
Yes, I am sorry about that. As I said, my parents would be turning in their graves if they had seen me.
Yes, we were always taught that too. We were always told to never speak with our mouths full. We had to finish what we were eating, then, and only then, were we allowed to speak.
Yes, and do you know, looking back, I think that they had the right idea. I was in a fast food restaurant just now. That's where I grabbed some food to eat on the go. And I must say that that was a terrible idea. I think I'm going to have awful indigestion tonight. I can feel it. Even when I was eating my burger, I kept on thinking, this is a bad idea. Food is meant to be eaten, not wolfed down, Enid. I told myself, you're going to pay a heavy price for this.
Yes, I always think that when I eat very quickly, you know.
Yes, I remember seeing you once. It was an eye-opening experience. Not one I'd want to repeat, you understand.
No, I don't suppose it is. Anyway, where did you get your food from?
Oh, you know, that burger place. The one with a rather flexible view of verbs.
You don't mean?
I don't mean what?
Enid, I never took you for a grammar hard case, and yet here you are, noticing things that most people just don't see.
Oh yes, things like that don't escape my attention, especially things like that. In fact, that's a horrendous misuse of a stative verb. Honestly, what is the world coming to? Eh? Tell me that if you can.
Hear, hear. Well said, Enid. Well, you'll get no argument from me. You're preaching to the converted, Enid. You and me, we're singing from the same hymn book. We're on the same page.
Oh, well, I am pleased to hear that, Gab. That sets my heart at ease. Perhaps there is hope for the world. Me with my yoga and meditation.
And your yogurt. Don't forget the third leg of your holistic life view.
True. I knew that there was something missing. In fact, I'm going to have a couple of yogurts after I leave here this afternoon.
Yes, I was going to ask, why didn't you have a yogurt earlier? Surely that would have been simpler than a burger from the place where they don't understand stative verbs.
Yes, it would have been, but... Hang on, you're making me lose the thread. I was talking about... What was I talking about? What was your question again, Gab?
I just asked you why you didn't stick to your yogurt diet. I thought that was the holistic approach, the three legs of the tripod of life: yoga, meditation, and yogurt.
Well, yes. Do you know, I'm sure we were talking about something else. I just can't remember. It's been a bit of a stressful morning.
Why? What happened this morning? And what's that got to do with your yogurt diet?
Well, there was some trouble with the yogurt, you see.
Trouble with the yogurt? What sort of trouble?
Keith's trouble.
Oh dear. Was Keith being aggressive again?
Yes, you could say that, I suppose. I suppose it was my fault, really. I didn't know how to tell him, you see, and it looks like the method I chose, the method of communication was, well, it wasn't the best idea. I can see that now, the benefit of hindsight.
What was the subject of the communication? Oh, was it the psychologist?
Yes, that's exactly what it was that set him off. And when I say set him off, that's a very accurate description. It was like a firework, just like a cross between a Catherine wheel and a rocket, with a couple of bangers thrown in for good measure. I think that I'll have to have the kitchen redecorated.
Blimey, was it really that bad?
Yes, definitely. It was awful. I had to run out the front door, leaving Keith doing some sort of victory dance around the broken pots of yogurt.
How do you know that? I thought you said you ran out the front door.
Yes, I did. But, well, you remember the Bug Rupert action plan?
Yes. How could I forget? What happened with all that, by the way?
Oh, that can wait for the moment. Will you stop putting me off the story? I'm going to lose the thread again, and then I'll have to start from the beginning once more.
All right. I'll pipe down.
Thank you. Now, where was I?
Am I allowed to answer?
Yes, please do. Your input would be most appreciated.
All right, you were just about to explain how you managed to see what Keith was up to when you'd already fled the building.
Oh yes, I remember now. Well, as I said, when I bought those listening devices, I also bought some other bits and pieces. You know, I do like shopping, and the shop was full of things, you know, bright, shiny things. The sort of things that John Bond uses.
John Bond? Who's John Bond?
Oh, Gav, do try and keep up. You know, John Bond, 008, you know, the spy chap.
James Bond. It's Jimmy, not Johnny. John Bond, as if.
Oh, is it James? Whoops. Oh, well, never mind. It's the number that counts. 008, license to drive really fast.
No, it's not 008, it's 007. And it's not a license to drive really fast either.
Isn't it? Well, what is it then?
He's James Bond, 007, license to kill.
License to kill? Kill what?
Anything and anyone he fancies, I think. I think he's got special permission from the Queen to kill anyone he doesn't like, something like that.
Oh, my. Well, that's a different kettle of fish altogether. I had no idea it was such a violent idea. Are you sure that he's not licensed to drive really fast?
Yes, I thought that everyone knew. James Bond, 007, license to kill.
Well, that's come as a bit of a surprise to me. So, never mind, where was I? Oh yes, so there we were in that special shop, and so I couldn't resist. I bought some things, some other things, not just the bugs.
What else did you buy?
I bought the latest in video surveillance equipment.
What? You bought some cameras?
These aren't just cameras, my boy. These aren't just webcams glued to the wall. These are cutting-edge, tiny, wireless little HD cameras with extended battery life. They automatically stream the video feed to a secure cloud, and if that wasn't enough, they're all linked to my phone. And so, I was able to see, unfortunately, what Keith was up to. And it wasn't a pretty sight. He decimated my yogurt. I was about to select a few different flavors to take with me, so that I would have something to eat when I got peckish. And so, there were several yogurts on the kitchen table when the message came.
What message? You didn't mention anything about a message. Oh, I see. The message was from the psychologist, wasn't it?
Yes. As I said, I didn't know how to break the news to Keith, so, well, I didn't. I thought it'd be simpler to present him with a fait accompli, you see. I thought that if I told him, he'd get upset. So I thought that if I just presented him with the information that we were going to see a psychologist, he might not get upset. But my gamble didn't pay off. He did get upset. He got very upset, actually. And that means that after I'm done here, I'm going to have to clean the kitchen. Well, hopefully all I'll have to do is clean the kitchen, as I said. From what I saw on the HD video feed, I might have to have the kitchen redecorated.
Oh, Enid, I am sorry. And just when things were starting to look like Keith might, well, I don't know. I suppose we were all hoping that you wouldn't have to intervene.
Yes, but I think that deep down, we all knew that sorting out Keith's problems was never going to be easy. Now I know that there's no way back. Whether he likes it or not, we have to address this problem. We've ignored the elephant in the room far too long. It's time to deal with this problem once and for all. I'm off home now. I've got things to do. I've got to survey the damage for one. And I'm going to have a talk with Keith. I need to make him understand that this isn't up for discussion. He needs help, and I mean to see that he gets it. Whether he wants to change or not, he's going to change. He can't go on like this. I won't let him. Right now, I'm off now. Toodaloo, pip pip, and all that jazz. Wish me luck, Gav. Chitty bye.
Blimey. Well, once again, she's got her work cut out for her. I hope she's going to be okay. Keith, as we all know, needs help. And although it's good that Enid is determined to see that he's going to get it, it's a shame that she's got so much on her plate at the moment. I think it's time for us to rally round to help. I'm going to call Rupert and ask him if he wants to play squash, and then we can finally address that other elephant in the room. My God, this is weird. More than one elephant in the room. All right, people, I'm off. I've got a phone call to make. Have fun for the rest of the day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to do your chores and your homework. And think about any elephants that you might have in the room. They won't go away, you know. You know that, don't you? The only way to get rid of, or to start getting rid of an elephant in the room is to talk about it. Right, have fun and I'll see you tomorrow. See you later. www.mediaclick.hu. Bye!